I told myself I wasn't gonna do no review for this episode. I almost didn't watch it. I almost didn't watch this episode, but I made you guys a promise. I made myself a promise. I said I was gonna go ahead and watch the rest of the season. I already knew this episode. When I did the dots on with Reddit Jack, I was like, yo, this episode gonna be kind of corny. It's gonna be kind of stupid. I don't really have high expectations for it. I had a slither of hope that maybe they could salvage the episode, because it just didn't look like anything during the trailer, and the episode itself almost cringed on the fact of, like, it just cringed at it almost got to the point where it was completely unwatchable. But there were a few scenes in there that just made me laugh a little bit. I was like, okay, I'll just keep watching because that made me laugh. Most notably when Riley in the episode, when they're at the hospital, and Riley is just well the lady talks about, I can't remember exactly what happened, but basically Riley is like, I want to live forever. I want to be a burden. That's something that Riley would say. That's basically something Riley would say, and it's funny. And also, a few moments at the end where Granddad takes the watch and everything off of Kardashian. He ended up taking the watch and everything off. I thought that was funny. In true Granddad fashion, he just don't give a crap. He's trying to get that money any way he can. He takes the watch and everything off her while she's lying there in the bed. But the overall episode, it was just outright pathetic in terms of just quality or anything. It's complete garbage. For this review, I'm not really gonna touch on just really everything in the episode. This is gonna be mainly my overall thoughts on the thing, because I don't even want to relive in my mind the episode. I think this episode is like way worse than the Good Times episode. At least the Good Times episode was at least like watchable. It was watchable. I could watch it over. It wasn't funny. It wasn't as good as I would have wanted it to be, but it was at least watchable compared to this garbage. Now, so basically the whole episode, and I'm just gonna give just a brief synopsis of the episode. Basically, it's all about this Kim Kardashian wannabe. She's supposedly a Kardashian, and so she gets a reality show, and Granddad, who before the episode has already met her and is getting paid and everything. They're doing a reality show. They try to pay Riley off during the episode. Huey ain't having that, because, man, Huey knows something up, because this girl's butt just keeps getting, like, way bigger during the episode. Now, when I saw the preview of the episode, I'm thinking, okay, like I said earlier, I wasn't expecting much, but then I'm thinking in my mind, this could be a perfect opportunity when it comes to social commentary, because this is what this show is really good for. So basically reflecting what we see in society, maybe saying something about society that people don't like to touch on. In this show, it's always been about stepping on people's toes, so to speak. They've never really been afraid to do that, even if the episode gets banned or anything. And I think that's one of the problems I'm having. I'm gonna try to go throughout this review without mentioning the fact that there's no Aaron in it, because I don't think I've gone a review mentioning that, and I just sort of technically did, but I guess me hoping for that is kind of dumb. But at the same time, even if there's new people running the show, even if there's new writers and everything, they still have to stay true to the show. So I think that's something that this season, like, because of the writers and everything, because of the show's basically been taken under new management, so it's sort of like they don't want to step on people's toes. And like I've said before, like someone said in the comment section of one video, I can't even remember the dude's name, but I think they're putting these episodes out for re-syndication. Because the other episodes, they can't really air them over again because of a lot of things that have happened, and because a lot of people got pissed off on those episodes. But those were probably like the best episodes. And it's just kind of messed up because they're showing a lot of these episodes out of order. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's some sort of conspiracy going on, because basically everybody should already know Kim and Kanye got married already. It's like every time I turn on the computer, there's something about either Kim, Kanye, or Beyonce or Jay-Z. So yeah, this happening at the same, this episode airing at the same time, it can't be some like weird coincidence, because I could have sworn like their wedding was supposed to be secret. But I think what's so crazy about this episode is just the fact that it's sort of just plain, I mean, there could have been more that they could have done with the episode, obviously. Again, it it has social commentary in there. Don't get me wrong, because I know some of you guys are like, well, it had social commentary in there, but it's not as blatant as it used to be. And that's what I've been looking for this season. I'm not saying they gotta hit you over the head with it, but Boondocks has never been afraid to say it's never been afraid to make a statement. And that's what it seems like they're doing now, or like they're not focusing on that. And that is one of the elements of Boondocks. It's supposed to make you laugh, it's supposed to make you reflect on society, it's supposed to do all these different things while also being entertaining, in which some episodes are, in which this episode, it was almost losing my attention. And I can't say because it was late, I can't say that, I can't say because it's airing at 10:30, because I think I was wide awake at the time. I didn't go to sleep till 1 o'clock, so yeah, it's not the time slot. Oh, it's not the time slot. And it's not the voice actors. They're not the problem. They're still on their A game. So it must be the writing. It must be the material, right? But yeah, the social commentary is in there, but you have to really my thing is you gotta really look critically kind of at the episode. I mean, in the episode, basically, Kardashian's butt gets bigger. She's implanting herself. She has this guy basically stuffing her butt with petroleum or something. I can't even remember what it was. But basically, the social commentary is kind of there if you look for it. Basically, it's all about how really if you look at it, it's sort of reflecting how a lot of these celebrities, they do kind of they have the basic the facial lifts and everything, and they'll do I'm pretty sure they can kind of do something like that, not to that effect that their butt would explode, which was just unfunny and just uncreative, just kind of retarded. But they do, again, celebrities, they have boob jobs, they do stuff like that, with that silicone and everything. And this show does, to its credit, this episode does kind of if you're looking at it, you're it could kind of invoke these feelings of, what, that is kind of stupid. Why do they do that? Why do they do this? Just for the attraction of a male. But it, I don't know, I'm just looking at the episode, mainly wanting to get more out of it, because I've got more out of this show in the past. And like I said, maybe it's just where I'm coming from. But I don't know. I mean, there's a few good touches in this episode. Because like I said, I'm not going to completely harp on it, which I really want to do, because I think it's a horrible episode in my opinion. The scene at the end with the lady was good though. I will say that. The episode, like I said, it had a really huge, it's a huge missed opportunity basically. There could have been a lot more social commentary, as I keep saying. It does play on the fact that, when people get on camera, they'll just change in the instant. There was a good showing of that at the end of the episode, where that old lady that Riley and Huey were talking to, at the latter part of the episode, she's all sweet off camera, but then when she gets on camera, she just changes completely. That show, the episode did that, which is good. Even though, that's something. I mean, that's something that most people, it's kind of been beaten over the head, or that's sort of like common sense. People do change on camera, but I'll give them credit for that at the end. But still, there's there's more that they could do. And I know I keep saying that. So you want an example of what they could have touched on? Okay, fine. If you guys want an example, they still could have done a lot more with the episode, such as touching on the fixation of black males and kind of really society in general, or especially here in the States, where it's just this obsession with women's butts, and kind of they could have used Huey as a bouncing board for this. I'm guessing that's the right term, but if you remember, if you kind of go back and watch the go watch the R. Kelly episode, and there's that time where they're in court, and Huey he turns off the music player during the court in the courtroom session. And he's like, "Have y'all lost y'all D-mind? Yes, R. Kelly can sing. Yes, he can sing. But that doesn't excuse him. Not every R&B artist is gonna be innocent. He said that stuff then. He was really telling them off. I would have loved to see a moment like that. I would have loved to see a moment like that where he just I don't know, took a bat and smashed the cameras, and then he kept one camera, intact. He takes the camera, he looks into the camera. He's like, really? This is garbage. Why are you guys watching this? Just say something that's really, really impactful, because that seems like it's a scene like that would be something that's really reminiscent of the old classic Boondocks, and I wish they would have just put a little bit more effort in the episode. Again, the show's problem is not the animation, because they get the crap from Korea or something. They get them to do that. The voice acting has been pretty good, with the exception of a few changed voices this season. Oh yeah, and one thing I want to touch on though, is the fact that I'm starting to get what y'all trying to say with Ruckus, because I've said in the past that they're putting him in the show just for entertainment purposes, so that they can keep us. But I'm tired of seeing him kinda now, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm tired of seeing him. I kinda am, because it's he shows up, so I'm halfway through the episode. I'm like, okay, so we didn't get Ruckus this episode, alright. All of a sudden this dude pops up as a preacher for someone's not a preacher, a priest for someone's on the deathbed and everything. And then he shows up again in the episode wearing a security uniform. Oh my god. I mean, I understand he has a million jobs in his show, and I understand you guys can't write worth crap, and I don't really care who helmed the episode. I honestly don't, because I don't know. I'm not even gonna I'm not even worried about that right now. I'm worried about the fact that the episode just completely sucked. I don't care. Go ahead in the comment section. If someone from Aaron McGruder's main team of writers wrote this episode, then they should be freaking ashamed of themselves, because they didn't do much. And I'm really after this review, I'm gonna go on other people's reviews just to see what they thought about it. Because honestly, me and Red Edge, we think this episode was horrible. But let me know what you guys think. I'm probably not gonna put a lot of effort into editing this thing. I'm probably just gonna put one picture up, and that's it, because that's how I feel right now. I don't even feel like putting that much effort into doing this. So let me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.